Saki Sanobashi, aka Go for a Punch, is a piece of what's known as lost media. You know those FNAF VHS videos by Squimpus or Martin Walls or whatever else? It's like a real-life one of those. Lost media, more specifically though, is defined as any piece of media such as a film, TV show, song, or even painting that isn't easily accessible to the public. For many of these, it means that you can't find them on the internet, or on store shelves, or from online retailers. Most of the hunts for lost media start in a very similar way. Someone remembers a movie or a song or a TV show but can't find it anywhere, so they go to a forum asking if anyone remembers it as well. And a search ensues, many times lasting for years, and some never coming to an end. Go for a Punch is still an ongoing search, and throughout its time it has hit many roadblocks and a lot of issues, leading many to believe it will never be found. But before we get into that, let's start at the beginning. For me, I was introduced to Go for a Punch by the two Wang videos. But considering the last one was uploaded in December of 2019, and new stuff has come out since then, I decided to make my own video, starting from the beginning and going into what we know now. If you want more details about the past though, go watch Wang's videos. Now, considering this search spans for 5 years and there's a lot to cover, some of these events may not be in perfect chronological order. This is mostly because it makes it easier to cover and the exact dates don't matter too much for the purposes of this video. That being said, let's talk about the first instance of Go for a Punch. The first person that we know of to post about it was an anonymous 4chan user in early 2015. His description of the piece of lost media is some weird anime about naked girls stuck in a large bathroom without doors having a philosophical debate about never getting out of the room. After losing hope and starving for some days, everything goes downhill. They just start screaming and yelling. Then they all commit suicide either by smashing their heads into the floor or scratching their necks to bloody pieces. One girl helped the other to drown in a sink because she asked her to hold her because she couldn't do it. I cried myself to sleep that night after watching that vid because I just didn't know anymore. Why would anyone draw that with such precision? It was goddamn horrifying. Looked 80s-ish quality, audio too, Japanese dub, English subs. Lasted for about 30 minutes. No credits, but it seemed ripped. Voices sounded very young, but Japanese sound young in their 50s. Little subtle racism there. Haven't found or seen it again. The name of the vid was something along the lines of Go for a Punch or something. A lost 80s anime deep web guru anime. It sounds like a weird creepypasta, and while there are still, and there definitely was back then, many who believe that this is simply another made-up creepy story, the search began. As time went on, more people started saying that they remember this video. The name Saki Sanobashi came up, and it has now been linked as the name along with Go for a Punch, despite this user being the only one to have brought it up. As time went on, other leads started showing up, including this Twitter user who claims to have seen something eerily similar. However, on further questioning, some of their story fell apart a bit, and whether or not they actually did see it, their leads haven't gone anywhere that I know of. There have also been investigations into artists and studios that might have made similar work, looking through works by Kazuo Umezu and a horror anime series called Gaku no Yurei. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, I apologize. Gaku no Yurei actually has a lot of similarities to Go for a Punch. Red title cards, a school location, and even an episode where two schoolgirls get trapped in a room. However, like many of the leads on this search, the trail seems to have gone dead. This Reddit thread has a pretty comprehensive list of some leads, but one of the more interesting ones is these manga screenshots with a neck-scratching scene connected to the word Saki. They're also talking about expanding the search from just Japanese media to Korean and Vietnam and China. But again, these have all gone cold for the most part. I'm feeling a pattern here, but there was a light at the end of the tunnel. The Wang video I mentioned earlier came out, and it reinvigorated the search, and since that episode, Even more leads came out, screenshots that supposedly belonged to Go for a Punch, more stories coming out of other people who've apparently seen it, and more details, and for most of them, they were debunked. Or didn't go anywhere. Cold case again. And none of this is to mention the absolute state of the community. Now, I don't want to go into details of this drama because it's very time consuming and for the most part irrelevant other than this. The community is divided. People have problems with the main search Discord, so sub-Discords are made. Other subreddits, shitposts, lies, and overall decline in success has made many people start to lose faith that Saki Sanobashi even exists. And the search is made even harder by the drama and shitposting. None of it seems to be going very well. And then, someone on Reddit known as Saki Sanobashi OP posted this. I'm the OP of Saki Sanobashi. It's fake, and I'm sorry. In this post, he outlines that the whole story he posted on 4chan was just that, a story. He made it up just to mess around. And when he saw that it had picked up some traction, he enjoyed watching people search for it, and some of the drama/shitposting was funny. But after a while, he realized that the joke had gone on for too long and decided to reveal it. Included in this post are some screenshots and original images that he used as evidence to prove that it's him. Things from the original 2015 4chan post with timestamps. To be honest, it's pretty convincing. However, some have come out to say that he's an imposter and provided their own counter-arguments, which he then responded to. Someone in the comments of this post, I think, put it best. I don't even know what to believe anymore. And how can anyone? No substantial evidence has come out. Honestly, this guy's evidence that he is the OP and it's all fake is some of the most convincing evidence I've seen. But he could easily be an imposter too. And therein lies the problem. Even if someone uploaded an entire 30-minute video that was the supposed Go for a Punch video, how do we even know that that wasn't just someone doing a recreation? It's been 5 years since the original post. The chaos the community is in and the lack of substantial evidence has left the possibility of ever actually finding this lost anime nearly impossible, if it even still exists, which I'm starting to doubt more and more. And I'm not saying that it doesn't exist, and I'm not saying that we'll never find it. A similar search for a piece of lost media known as Clockman took 5 years too, so it's entirely possible. But I would say don't get your hopes up about finding the original. But things aren't entirely hopeless. While we may never find the supposed original Go for a Punch, the community that has formed around it, despite how fractured and confusing it is, has a real dedication to this concept. To be honest, if it was all made up by OP, they're a fantastic writer. Some really good fan art has come out of this, along with projects that plan to recreate what it might have been. From teleplay scripts to full animations, if some of these projects can really get off the ground, we might not have to wait and hope to find the supposed original. Something that quite a few people on the subreddit have pointed out is that it doesn't matter if it's real, because the concept, the story, is real now, and it's just a matter of time until someone remakes it in one way or another. So that's my summary and 2 cents on the Saki Sanobashi situation. Personally, I hope that someone can make a really high quality recreation because I've lost most of my confidence that it'll ever be found, or that it's even real. Next episode, we will be covering the newest Baddington tape. Yes, I've seen all your requests. Let me know what I should cover next on my Twitter and Instagram, and follow me on Twitch because I've got more stuff coming up over there soon. See you all next time.